Hello and welcome to our gratitude class. So this is our Thanksgiving Day practice in gratitude. And we're going to be focusing on one of the Niyamas, which is Santosha or contentment. So today's practice, we will work our way up to the feet. We'll spend a little bit of time flowing and warming the body, but the majority of this class is going to be on the ground, feeling the security of the earth beneath and just settling into our sense of gratitude, thankfulness. So a few props that you may want. We have our straps, blocks, maybe a blanket. We'll do some soft inversions at the end, but also for our meditation, this may be nice to just place over yourself or even under your head. If you have a bolster or a big pillow, just to make that space more comfortable, go ahead and grab those items. You can pause the video if you'd like and get things ready. I'll use some of my props throughout the class, but there's always options to do it. If you don't have any props, I'll give some ways of practicing the poses that way as well. Right. So we're going to start our gratitude practice lying on our backs. So go ahead and just bend the knees and just feel the lower back, sacrum softening into the ground. You can let the knees move around and just feel your shoulders. We're going to reach our arms up. Lift your shoulder blades up and then wrap your hands around. Big hug. Nice. Now I'll sit up just to show. You're going to take those fingers, grab the shoulder blades and squeeze, giving yourself a great big hug, and then just soften into that position. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Just begin to feel the sense of embracing. As we think about our intention for the class today, this idea of gratitude. Yoga has 8 limbs or areas of practice. And the first 2 limbs are called the Yamas and the Niyamas. Niyamas are our ethical standards, how we interact with others, our relationships with others in the world around us. And the Niyamas are how we interact within ourselves. Go ahead and release that hug. Lift your arms up again. And this time, cross them with the opposite arm on top. Take that same squeeze and then soften. Just let the arms hang where they are. Feel this new sense of embrace. So the second niyama is called Santosha, which means contentment. So as you lie in this space, focusing on your breath and feeling this embrace, allow your mind to think about what contentment has felt like for you. Maybe times in your life where it's been more present than others. And then I'll ask you to think about what was present in your life during these times of contentment, sense of connection. Perhaps you felt abundance. One way we can access this abundance is through the practice of gratitude. Whether it's gratitude for our bodies, gratitude for this life, gratitude for our relationships, gratitude for every moment, for whatever it holds. Let's go ahead and just reach those arms up overhead. Stretch those toes down. Feel the full length of the body. And then we're going to take our left knee and pull it in nice and close to the chest. And let the knee drop out into the center of the body. Just move it around. Settling into the breath. And then reach up. Here's our inhale. And then exhale, pull the right leg in. Take a breath or two here. Just feeling that hip joint. Maybe even allowing yourself to just feel a sense of gratitude, all the ways in which your body can move. And we'll inhale, stretch. Exhale, left knee comes. Squeeze it to your chest. Inhale, stretch. And exhale. Inhale, stretch. This time on the exhale, let's lift up our shoulders. Maybe even lifting that straight leg and engage through the core. Bowing your head to the knee. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, pull it in, give it a little lift, and inhale, you've got it. Exhale, feel the body warming up. Inhale, exhale. And let's let everything lie down on the ground, fingers up overhead. Keep your biceps by your ears. We're going to start peeling up the shoulders, up into a seated position, bracing through the core, hinge over, feel that nice back body stretch. And inhale as we take it all the way down. So engage your core all the way down, and then exhale, peeling everything back up into that forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale. Nice. Just stay here for a moment. Feel that nice stretch. Maybe do a little side to side. Moving from one sit bone to the other. And then gently let yourself come up to a seated position. We'll sit with our legs crossed or any comfortable position where you can feel your sit bones pressing in. Roll the shoulders back and down the spine. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, interlace your fingers, press your palms out, round the back and bow the head. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. And then inhale, lift the hands up overhead. Exhale, release, bring the hands behind the back, interlace, pull everything together as your heart lifts to the sky. Just take a breath here, feel that lifting sensation. Maybe even put a little smile on your face. And release. Reaching out with your arms. We're gonna drop the right hand. Left hand's gonna reach up. So you can shift your weight into that right hand. But I want you to feel your fingers reaching towards the ceiling. Feel that lengthening. Feel that sensation down the arm. And coming back up, take it to the other side. You've got it. So we're feeling lots of lengthening through the side body, up through the arms, and back. A little bit of a twist in our spine. Take that left hand across to the right knee, right hand back behind. Tall in the spine. Draw your belly button back towards the spine. Look over that back shoulder. And release. So we're going to keep breathing through all of these movements. So twisting into that nice, deep spinal twist. Keep the breath moving. And coming back. Great. Let's lift our arms up overhead and take your hands to the floor in front. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees, tabletop pose. Knees are underneath of the hips. Wrists underneath of the shoulders. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears and draw the belly button back towards the spine. Nice. So we're going to inhale and we're going to drop the solar plexus, the low part of the ribs, towards the ground as the head and the sit bones lift up. So we're really feeling a great stretch here in the center, that solar plexus. Once you're here, maybe start letting the hips move side to side. Yeah, just stay here. Now we're going to exhale. So we're rounding the shoulders forward and feeling the spine lifting up towards the ceiling. Your forehead reaches towards your belly button. And let's move the hips side to side here. And we'll begin our cat-cow. So cow pose. Chest pulls through into that little up bend. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And do this a few times, maybe letting that hip circle enter into the mix. Good. Next thing we're going to do is just let those hips reach back to the heels, stretch the fingertips forward, and find your child's pose. However is comfortable for you, hands reaching out, hands down to the side, forehead can be on the ground. Maybe you can massage out that third eye center. And just take this moment to set your intention, what you would like to get out of your practice today. Maybe joining me in that practice of gratitude. As we come up and shift our weight forward into a little knee plank, keeping the arms nice and close to the ribs, letting the chest pull forward, bending the elbows and coming into a cobra. Now be mindful, you might feel a little tension in the lower back. Brace your core to help keep that lower spine supported, and the up bend comes up in the spine. It's located between the shoulder blades. Feel that heart lifting and sit back. Find that child's pose. Good. Keep the back rounded as we come forward. And then inhale. Heart lifts. Keep that nice open heart as you shift back to child's pose. Good. Do that a couple more times. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, going back. Nice. Good. And the next time we come back, let's turn our toes over. Shift your weight, press into your palms, and lift the knees, straightening slightly to find our downward facing dog. Let your belly drop towards your thighs. While you're here, think about your hands. You want to feel the weight up high towards the fingers. And then in your fingertips, you're gonna claw into the ground. So your wrists should feel soft, as if you had a little blueberry right here in that crease of the heel of your hand, and you're trying not to squish it. You can alternate pressing one heel down at a time, very nice. Feel that stretch through the hamstrings. We want our back to be long and released. So we're not stretching through the back as much as we're stretching through the back of the legs. Taking your left leg, reach it back, and then you're gonna step that foot up to the left hand and drop the knee. Good. We're gonna find our runner's lunge. So if you're feeling like your back is rounded a little bit here, you can always use your blocks to help raise the floor. Because what we want is the heart to lift. So think of that cobra pose. We're stretching through the front of that back reaching leg, so through the quadriceps, the iliopsoas. And shifting back, straightening out the front leg, toes lift up, and we bow, belly to the thigh, and the top of the head towards the toes. Stretching through that hamstring a little deeper. Inhale, come on forward. Exhale, shift it back. Nice, a few more times here. So we're moving with the breath, some dynamic movement. Our flow yoga. Not only enjoying the actual poses, but also enjoying every inch of the journey. Hands down, turn the toes over, step back. Downward facing dog. Let's take that right leg and step it up. And again, if you're feeling this roundedness, you can come up either on your fingertips or you grab those blocks. You put the blocks any way that it helps you feel that nice release through the quadriceps. And take it back. Half splits, half Hanumanasana. Inhale, take it forward and back. Inhale, forward and back. Good. Inhale, let's come forward, plant the hands, turn the back toes over, come back to that downward dog. Walking your feet forward. Bend the knees as much as you need. We want our top of our head falling to the ground. You can shake it out a little here. Shake it yes, shake it no. Pull your sit bones back as if you were trying to push your behind against the wall behind you. Fingertips come to the shins. Spine gets nice and tall. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. Exhale, forward fold. You've got it. Inhale, rising up, reaching up overhead. And exhale, we're gonna land in our mountain pose. Feet are hip width apart. Go ahead and lift those toes up. Spread them out. Really feel the balls of the feet connecting. Gripping with the toes. Soften through the knees. And feel all four corners of the feet. You got it. Take a breath here. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, find that forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands come down. We're going to step back to that downward dog. Good. So while you're in downward dog, check in with your hands, soft bend in the elbows, roll your shoulders down and away from the ears and feel your hips pull back. Lifting up your left leg. Exhale, step it through and drop the back knee. Good. Now we're just gonna lift our arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down as we shift our way back. Find that half splits. Inhale, we come back up. Now we're gonna find a twist. Your left hand comes to that left knee. Your right hand comes down, and you're gonna stack the elbows. If it feels good, lift the fingertips up overhead. Find that nice twist. Exhale, bring it down. Turn the back toes over, step back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Drop the knee. Rise up. Exhale, shift your hips back. Stretch. Inhale, coming up. And then exhale, we're gonna find that twist. So you can keep the hand on the knee stays over the ankle. Or if your spinal twist is there today, open your heart to the side, stack the shoulders, reach those fingers to the sky. And back to downward facing dog. We're gonna come forward, drop to our knees, pull your chest through, find your cobra. Exhale, sink back towards a child's pose as you turn your toes over and then lift to downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, bring the feet forward. Halfway lift, deep fold. Sweep it up. And mountain pose. So we're gonna do that again. Make sure you take your drinks of water. Take any poses that might feel good to soften into. Take a child's pose. We're gonna take that flow to the feet. So instead of dropping that back knee, we're gonna rise up in our crescent pose. So let's go back into mountain, settle in through the feet, engage through the legs, lift the heart, brace through the core, reaching up overhead. And forward fold. Halfway lift, and step back to downward facing dog. Great. I'm gonna turn sideways here so you can see that side view. Left leg lifts, exhale, step. Rise up. We're in our crescent. So that back leg is extended, the heel is lifted. Feeling the weight. The heel is engaged, but you're driving through the base of your big toe, and the knee is over top of the ankle. Draw the belly back, button back towards the spine. Shoulders drop down. Good, this is our inhale. On the exhale, I'm gonna straighten the front leg. Back foot's gonna adjust and come flat. My feet are hip width apart, and I'm gonna pull into like those half splits. This is called pyramid pose. Hands can stay on the waist, anywhere down the legs or to the ground. What we want to avoid is that rounding of the back. You can use your blocks here. And inhale, back heel lifts, find your crescent. Here comes that twist. Couple options here. Arms open, and you find that nice twist, stretching up to the right side. Hands can come together, and we can find palms pressing into prayer pose. One elbow reaches to the sky, one elbow reaches to the floor. Or we can open the arms here and bring it back up. Hands down, downward facing dog. Let's do it on the other side. Right leg lifts and steps. rise. Good, adjust the back foot. Find your pyramid pose. Inhale, reach. Adjusting the back foot, sinking into your crescent. Find your twist. So take whichever option feels right for you. Inhale, we come back. Exhale, hands come down. Downward facing dog. We can come forward, either dropping to the knees or pointing the toes, hovering the thighs, and finding upward facing dog. Back to child's, or back to downward dog. Look in between your hands. Bring the feet forward. Halfway lift. Deep fold. Sweeping up. And exhale. Nice. We're going to take a wide stance. So we're going to come into star pose. 5-pointed star pose. Really reaching those fingertips. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Draw the belly back. Pressing the feet out, but squeezing the thighs together. Feel that engagement. Heart lifts. Look up at the sky. Maybe smile. From here, left leg, toes, turn out to the side. Bend the knee. So if you straighten and bend the knee, it's going to be in the same direction as those toes. And we're going to drop into our warrior two. Good, looking up over those left fingertips. Nice, and back into star. Toe points forward. Take it to the other side. Point the toes. Bend the knee. Extend the arms. Gaze looks out over the right fingertips. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale. Nice. So we're getting a little external rotation here. Coming back up, we're going to take that to a little bit of a flow. Warrior two. That left leg. Imagine you have a big beach ball. You place it right here up against your right side. Reach up over the beach ball, keeping that front knee bent. Find your reverse warrior. Feel that lifting as we come reaching over the beach ball. Elbow comes forward to that bent knee. Find your extended side angle. Squeeze the glutes, hips stay forward. Everything's in a straight line here. If it feels good to take it to the ground, go ahead and do that. And back up into star. Exhale, warrior two. Other side. Big beach ball. Inhale into that reverse. Tendency is to want to straighten that front leg here. Keep it nice and deep. Exhale. Into extended side angle. Shoulder drops away from the ear. Fingertips reach, reach, reach. And back to center. Good, one more time. Exhale. Reverse, here's our inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. To center, inhale. Other side, exhale. You've got it. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. And inhale. Palms come together. Turn your toes 45 degrees out. Hinge down into goddess. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Hands to the knees. We're just going to drop one shoulder across to the opposite side. And switch. And back to center, sweep it up. Go ahead and release. Walk it out. Grab that drink. We have one more standing pose before coming down to the ground. Tree pose. So, in your mountain pose, we're going to just shift our weight into the right leg. Now, when you do this, see if you can maintain this engagement through both legs. Good. Once you lift, see if you can reach that knee out. Options. Big toe touches the ground. Sole of the foot presses against the ankle. Option 2, right against the calf muscle, below that knee joint. So we're not going to push anything to the inside of the knee. Third option, pressing the foot into the thigh, above the knee. We're going to press the leg into the foot into the leg, glutes engage, everything shoots up, hands to heart, feel your solid tree. Feel that stability. Maybe let your branches grow tall. Maybe let your branches grow wide. Feel how awesome the body adjusts. And take it down. Nicely done. Other side. We're going to engage. Begin to lift. Maybe pull that knee out or just place it down and find the external rotation. Find where you're going to root your tree. Pressing leg into foot, foot into leg. Engage. Let your branches grow tall. Nice. Let your branches grow wide. Feel that awesomeness of the body. And back. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift. We're going to step back to downward dog. Drop to the knees and find a child's pose. Just go ahead and enjoy that child's pose for a moment. We finished our standing practice. Now we'll take a little deeper practice onto the ground. Starting with a seated position. So slide your hands to the knees and sweep your feet around. We're going to start off in Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. So we're going to keep the right leg nice and close, knee bent. Left leg's going to reach out to the side. Now this just may feel great, and you're welcome to stay here. I'm going to bring some props just to show some options here. We're going to lift our arms out. So you can place your hand to the shin and just slide it sideways. So what we're doing is we're sliding the shoulder down and the fingers down towards the feet. Other arms reaching back behind. So we want to make sure that we're not rounding here. For some people, that just feels a little too much. We can always rest our arm onto the block. Find your Janu Shirshasana, Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. So this is revolved knee to head pose. Another thing you can do is press the forearm to the inner thigh And as you press it against, it's going to open up the chest. So our focus is really stretching through here without collapsing over here. So the head lifts as if you're trying to lift your head over your toes. Feel that. And bring it up. Hand comes down so you can reach the other way to reset. But if it feels good, let that foot come flat and lift up into modified extended side angle. And back to the other side, finding that flow. You've got it. Here's an inhale. Here's an exhale. Nice. One more time. Inhale to exhale. And let's switch. Taking it to the other side. Just take a moment here to just settle into the shifting of the muscles. Take a moment to just acknowledge the awesomeness. Hundreds of muscles in our body, all doing different things. We get used to using muscle groups, but our yoga practice sometimes tells us, no, you go here and you do this and you do that. So we can use this practice to really identify the awesomeness of the body. So let's just start off that nice side bend. And the goal is that everything stays in line with that straight leg. Maybe grab that block, press in, really feel the twist here. And then stretch those fingers. Remember how we stretched and felt all of that activation? And hand comes over. You can either keep the sit bones on the ground or hop up. And exhale. Find your flow. Inhale to expansion. Exhale to that open-hearted compression. One more time. Nice. And back to center. So we're going to take this now into a forward fold, but we're only going to do one leg at a time. So instead of revolved knee to head pose, it's just knee to head pose, Shavasana. If you're feeling some rounding in your back here, and you're not able to really pull and tilt the pelvis, you can always sit up on a blanket or even on a block. But we want to feel this tall spine here. We're going to bend the right leg and place the foot up against the thigh, just like our tree pose. But now we're going to do a forward fold, keeping the heart lifted. You may want to use a block, or I'm going to strap here, putting the strap over the arch of the foot. So to demonstrate, what we want to avoid is this. I know it's knee to head, but it's really heart towards the knee. So if it helps to have a strap that you can pull your chest down, we want to feel the stretch here in the back of the leg. So we don't necessarily have to lay flat on the leg. It's more important to get that sensation. So settle into this. Use the breath. Take the opposite hand across to the outside of the leg, and we're going to take a little twist. So press into your sit bones, tall in the spine. Look over the back shoulder and sink out to the outside of the leg. So keep drawing the belly button back towards the spine. This is a little twist in your spine. It's also stretching some of those muscles down through your back. And bring it back up. We're going to switch legs. So you can lift the arms up and hinge forward. You can grab your strap, whichever feels good to you. If you don't have a strap, just let your hands come to any part, down along the shin, to the foot, to the toes, whatever allows you to feel that stretch without rounding into the back. And keep adjusting, make sure both of those sit bones are pressed in. Hinging back up, let's take the opposite hand to the outside. Press, find a little twist, and then exhale. Just find that nice spinal twist, stretching through some of those new muscles. Maybe we didn't feel these muscles yet today. And inhale, come on back up. We're going to take a wide seated angle fold. So let the legs come out wide. However wide your legs are, this should feel completely pleasant. We're going to engage the legs by pressing the heels in slightly, but we want to feel those sit bones pressing in. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. What we're looking for is that lifted heart and the pubic bone tilting towards the floor. So the sit bones are going to start tilting behind you. As your pubic bone reaches down, you can support yourself with your hands. The focus of the stretch is here on the inner thigh. So give it a breath and make sure it's a smooth breath. If you go too far and you start going, it's too deep. Soften out of it. This is a gratitude practice. We are grateful for what our bodies can do right now in this moment. We invite them gently, the muscles, to do a little bit more. And reaching up, we're going to cup under the knees, support the knees as we pull the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, bound wide angle pose. So this one here, if the feet are nice and closed to your torso, you're going to feel this stretch a little bit up high. This is your pectineus muscle, a little tiny muscle right in the front, in that groin area. You'll pull your chest forward and drop the belly button towards the heels. Now, if that doesn't feel good or you want a little bit more of that inner thigh stretch, you can always take the feet a little bit further away from the body. So play around with what feels right for you. And go ahead and place those feet flat on the ground in front of you. Draw the belly button back. We're going to engage through the core as we make our way onto our backs. Lifting the arms, palms towards the sky. Brace through the core. Just begin this nice, controlled descent. You can gently step the feet out if that feels good, or even lengthen them all the way. It depends on your body. And once you get here, pull those knees to the chest. You can rock side to side. Massage out that sacrum, maybe the lower back. We're going to place the feet down to the ground. We're going to just do a little spinal release here. So the feet are going to go wider than the hips, but they're going to stay up nice and close to the hips. Arms reach out, pressing in and securing the shoulder blades. Let both knees fall to the left. Feet will turn up on their edges. This is a very gentle spinal twist. So we just soften a little bit more through the body, working towards closing our practice. Inhale, gently lift the knees back up, feet come flat. Exhale, take them over to the other side. Go ahead and extend that breath. Imagining that on each inhale, you're sending that air to any areas of the body that might feel any tension or stiffness. Expanding that space, and then on the exhale, feeling the softness that comes with letting the breath go. Windshield wipers, inhale, knees lift. Exhale, they softly move to the other side. Inhale, lift, and exhale to the other side. So just a little flow. We've done this a few times. Holding a pose, enjoying and exploring it, and then finding that dynamic movement in and out of the pose. Coming back to center. We're going to place our hands down to the sides. Press your upper arms in and just let your chest lift a little bit and then soften the spine. We're going to press into the feet and we're going to curl. So as if you had a rolling pin here and you were starting to turn that rolling pin and it lifts one vertebrae up at a time and then dropping one vertebra down. So take your time here. You may notice that there's some areas along the spine that just might not want to work individually. And if you feel that, maybe stop and just softly go up and down here a little bit. Taking care of listening to the way our minds talk about our bodies and our abilities. It's so easy to think about the way that we wish we were, the abilities that we wish we had. But those kinds of thought practices takes us further away from Santosha, or contentment. So instead, I invite you to just think about all of the different ways that your body has moved today, all the different sensations that you felt, whether it was physically, emotionally. Let's go ahead and pull those knees to the chest one more time. Rocking side to side. Drop one leg and pull the other one nice and close to the chest. Dropping the knee out. Then switch. Take this opportunity to do any final poses that you like to do before a final Shavasana, a final meditation pose. Maybe find that happy baby. Maybe come into a half plow pose, full plow pose, or even take legs up the wall. Just giving your body that moment of preparation, maybe that moment of gratitude, thanking your body for not only what it allowed you to do in your practice, but what it does to carry you throughout your day, every day. And when you're ready, go ahead and find your final meditation pose. If you choose that traditional Shavasana, allow the legs to go straight, toes slightly turn out, ankles slightly wider than the hips. Arms down to the side, hands slightly wider than the feet, palms facing the sky. Just let our head rock side to side as if you were shaking your head no. Releasing through the neck. Can take any little shifts here so that any tension being held in your body can be released. So we just soften into the breath. Feeling the muscles releasing each and every exhale, starting at the toes, moving through the feet and ankles and up the legs, past the knees, to the hips, softening through the sacrum and the lower back and the belly. Releasing through the muscles that run along the spine into the shoulder blades, the chest expands and softens. Softening through the arms, down past the elbows, past the wrists, through the hands and to the fingertips. And softening through the neck and the back of the head. Washing up over the scalp and into the muscles of the face, the jaw, the chin, the mouth, the nose, the temples, the forehead, the eyes and the space in between the eyes. And deep at the center of the mind, soft, released and relaxed. And as we stay floating weightless on that string of the breath, we bring our attention to the center of the chest, that space where the heart resides. We bring ourselves back to the beginning of our practice, that sensation of embracing ourselves in that deep hug. Allow your heart to think of all of the things that you want to wrap your arms around. The people that you love. All the beings that we get to connect with. perhaps the energy of a community that we feel a part of. Perhaps embracing ourselves again in all of our messy beauty. Embracing and giving thanks to every moment in time. Honoring each breath. Honoring each other. And as you begin to feel the breath washing through the body and waking up the muscles, feeling them rejuvenated, relaxed, refreshed, wiggle your fingers and toes. And on the next inhale, lift your arms up overhead, stretch those toes, feel the full length of the body, just like that first morning stretch. And then exhale, pull the knees to the chest, wrap your arms around. Honoring the body, and then letting them go as you just roll to one side and take that moment to invite your surroundings back into your awareness. Taking in that space. Honoring the space that you've created within yourself by showing up for your practice today. And then gently come to a seated position where you may choose to set your intentions, maybe to hold this space for yourself for the rest of the day, maybe to invite others into that space, share it. We'll take one more breath together. Inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms come full circle back to the heart. Lifting those thumbs up to the third eye and bowing to that light that's within all of us. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our gratitude practice, honoring Santosha, contentment, and using our gratitude practice to bring on abundance. Have a wonderful rest of your day.